Hey, we're back with Coffee with the Moom. I'm the Moom. Look, I have a believe sign still, right there. I want to talk today about identity. The things that a lot of people don't realize is that it's okay to change. And you're not selling out, and you're not disappointing people. You're growing up. That's a huge part of life. And growing up sometimes means becoming more mature, and sometimes it means becoming less mature. Yes. Did you know that you could actually become less mature as an adult and be growing in the process? I know this through personal experience. I had a stick up my ass when I was 25 years old, but I was doing everything the right way. I was a high school teacher, and I was working as a wrestling coach, and I went to church, and I worked in the children's ministry department, and I had Bible studies at the old folks home, and I was miserable, just miserable. And so I made some changes when I worked in Nickelodeon. Started working in the writer's room, and it was fun to be part of something that was a bigger picture and not so isolated. And so who I became at 30 became somebody who later saw the importance of kind of bigger picture as opposed to the isolated individual. What I want you to realize is that as you get older, it's okay if you start questioning the things you always did. It's important to do that. So let's say you go to college, you get a degree in economics, you go get a job somewhere, and you're doing economical things. I don't know what that is. You're an accountant. You're working with QuickBooks. 5 years down the road, you've changed as a person, which means you may not want to do economical things. You might want to start doing uneconomical things, or ineconomical things, or anti-economical things. And maybe all of a sudden you're like, I want to start being a ventriloquist. I don't know you. You may like puppets. Well, start it off with a hobby. See how you feel. But who you are over the years is going to change. And so what's better to do is to just be generally interested in everything. Because then you may actually find something that you didn't even know existed. Like by actually having, I get excited thinking about this, by actually asking questions about mundane things that you never thought you would enjoy, you may find, oh my gosh, I can do that. That's how I feel about stand-up comedy. Like, if you would have told me at 20 you're going to become a stand-up comedian, I would have been like, sure, buddy. I don't even know any comedians. But then I just started asking questions. And at 32 years old, I asked the question, well, how does one become a stand-up comedian? Because I was a teacher. I was a wrestling coach. I wasn't going to be a stand-up comedian. I was going to become an athletic director and coach at a private school and, make $100,000. And then I found out that there's these things called open mics that I didn't even know they existed. And then I went to one, and then I kept going. And now next month in March, I'm going to be performing at a Lompoc Air Base, Air Force. I'm going to be performing in Minnesota. I'm going to be performing in Temecula. I'm going to be performing all over the country because I asked a question as opposed to just making assumptions. And so as you age and as you get older, ask more questions, make less assumptions, and then your identity will take you to the places you're supposed to be. Don't limit yourself to what a 20-year-old version of you had an idea of what your life should be, because that person doesn't know anything. They're 20. Allow yourself to grow, and I promise you, great things can happen. This is Coffee with the Moom, and I'm still the Moom.